I was asked this question by this client who wanted a coaching session for an emotional problem. And I've asked this client, I'd asked yesterday, permission, can I share this question or story without giving details? The person has said yes. And the question is more like, after you break up with your ex, what is the best strategy? Like, what advice would I give to overcome the heartbreak of breaking with an ex? Now, when you're in a relationship, there is quite a number of factors that are involved. Emotional attachment is an emotional investment, physical investment. You share very intimate moments with each other. You explore each other's bodies, you pleasure each other, you let them into your private little world, from your body to your mind to your feelings. You express vulnerability, you cry, you laugh, you share these moments. So there's a lot of closeness. But then, for whatever reason, when you break up, you feel exposed. You feel like it's like a wound, it's like a wound that is paining, that needs time to heal. So over the years, because in my younger days, I had many girlfriends and I was always in and out of relationships. But yes, even though I was a playboy, there were some where I was truly attached. And some of them where I'd given a lot. And when those broke, or when they didn't work out for whatever reason, it left me in a pretty bad state. So I'll give you some of the techniques and suggestions, a few of them. You can tell me what you think, and if you want more videos like this, you can ask me your questions down below in the comments. The first one, what I'd suggest to you is, if you have decided to break up, that means you're 100% made up your mind. Because saying you'll break up and actually following up with that are two different things. There have been relationships in my life where I've said break up and can't take it anymore, but after a few months you go back to that person. I'm not talking of those kind of relationships, because you just get so used to the person. You break up, you come back, break up, come back, break up, come back. It's like a drama. You love the person, at the same time the person has some irritating quirks. So I'm not talking of those situations, but if you have really, really, truly, systematically decided it's going to break up, then you need to do these strategies. The first one is, it's very important to keep the person out of sight. So the first one, what I suggest is, you need to block the person on social media. You need to block the person everywhere. Phone, message, SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, every channel block. Okay? That's number one. Second one is, make sure the person cannot contact you in any way. If you have to take a new number, do that. Okay? Then the second thing what you need to do is, in your house, whatever memories you have of the person, you have to eliminate all of them. Let's say photographs. If you don't want to burn them, keep them hidden somewhere, give it to someone, let them keep it for a time being, at least for a couple of months. Photographs, perfumes. In fact, in some cases, the person's memory with you is so intertwined in a house, sometimes it's even recommended to change your house. I know it's a tough call, especially and it's impossible if the house belongs to you. But because you spend so many memories in so many areas of the house, you tend to remember that. Let's say on a sofa, you are hugging each other every night. Then when you sit on the sofa, automatically you'll start thinking of this person. So you need to change quite a number of things. But if you can't change your house, change the settings of the place, or change that sofa into something else. So it should, kind of not remind you of that person. Then common friends. If you have common friends, it's important to keep away from those people, because there's always a tendency for them to bring up incidents, events, or memories. Okay? And even if you go to places where you used to go always, just go to some other place. Now, these are the first ones we have to avoid. The second thing is, not second, the next part, maybe point number 3 or 4 or whatever, is you have to keep busy. If you don't keep busy, and by busy I am not talking of just doing something with your mind. I'm talking of being completely involved. Like, for example, if you do a sport, let's say you're practicing running, boxing, exercise, or you're doing trekking or playing football. If you keep yourself physically busy by doing some physical work, chances of you remembering that person for that brief period of time is never there. And it's very, very important that you keep yourself so busy that end of the day you get exhausted. The more exhausted you are, the less you'll think of that person. That is why people who do exercise, people who are into fitness, people who constantly are in some activity or another, they don't think of that person. Okay? The next one, this one is slightly controversial, and I would caution you from how you utilize it. But one of the ways I would forget the person that I was with was I always looked for new partners. Either it was just a, just a one-night stand thing, or just fling, or open relationships, or fun. Because when you have somebody else, at least you have someone to talk to, physically interact, play with, enjoy. But just be careful in countries or places where STDs are very strong. Just be careful of that. And if you're very emotional, be careful of, getting into it's called more like a withdrawal. Because you're so vulnerable, you end up falling in love with the next person who you're with. So just be careful of that. Then another thing, another strategy that I would give you is, instead of thinking about that person and trying to wonder and question what the person is doing, focus more on you being better, you being more improved, you creating something, especially if you create something for yourself, like your personal brand, and you start focusing on a measurable target. Let's say you're earning a salary of $3,000. Okay? Now challenge yourself. Okay, I'm earning $3,000. How can I earn $4,000? Start getting your mind busy to think, okay, how can I earn $4,000? What should I do? Okay, should you buy some things and sell it for a higher price? Should you start looking out for a new job? Take on new projects that help you focus on your brand, that help you improve. This will seriously push you towards being focused. Okay? And let me give you last 2 or 3 more. Okay? This when I was emotionally broken, especially with this girl whose face I tattooed, because I tattooed her on my body, and because she was so involved with me, I used to literally cry every day. It's very important to have some people who you can talk to, who you can empty your feelings and emotions. And if you need to cry, I would strongly suggest cry it out. If you cry, it lightens your burden. Sometimes what I used to do is put a sad music and cry. And the reason I used to do that was to let it empty itself. I would cry until I'd get fed up. After 1 hour, okay, stop crying. Again, I'd do it after some more time. So I'd do it so many times till, this word is there, no? Desensitized. Means you don't feel sensitive anymore, So I would keep crying till I'd get fed up. I'd watch a sad part of a movie till I wouldn't feel sad anymore. So it's very important to empty your emotional tank. Otherwise, when you have that bottled up, it can really, it's like you're carrying a baggage, you're carrying a wound that might explode anytime. Then another one is, yes, seek help, professional help. Like, say this girl, she came to me. You need not come to me, go to a psychologist, go to a psychiatrist, go to somebody who is qualified to help you, to guide you with this. And there's no harm, there's no shame, okay, to seek professional help, because sometimes they would know how to help you handle this. Now, only thing is be careful who you're going to, because sometimes not everyone is qualified to help you, or even if they're qualified, they're a bunch of idiots. And last, if not the least, I would say that this is the last point. You might feel this is the end of the world. You might feel that this is the most horrible thing to happen to you. The pain is so much, you don't know how you can go ahead in life. I'll tell you something. You know, I've been there so many times where I felt this is the end of the world, but things only get better from there. I'm telling you, honestly, things only get better. You will look back after 3 years or 5 years, after this incident, from today, after 3 years or 5 years, and you'll be thanking your stars like, fuck, I'm so lucky that I'm not with this person. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. This is exactly what I've realized over the years. You know, all the girls who left me, all the girls who dumped me, oh, take it from me, I'll write and give you. I am so glad that they left me. Oof, was a snake. Some things in these leaves, they suddenly move. Anyway, scary. Okay, so you know, when I look back on all those girls and all those relationships, I'm really glad, I'm so honestly glad that they left me. Because as I grew older, my choices became better. My ability to judge people's character improved. I was able to make smarter decisions. I was able, you know, I became more mature. And most of the girls who I dated in my past, I would never, ever, ever date them today. Never. Never. Not a single one. Because I only made better choices. And today, the woman that I have is the best. Now I know what you'll say. What if you leave her? Yes, if I leave her, I'll choose a one even better than this. But I'm happy with it. This is perfect. You reach a point where you'll say, enough. I'm happy. So this model I'm very happy with. It's a nice family. So don't wish for it to break. But like I said, if in case it does happen, she dies, or I've told her, even if I die, you move on. But if in case you are a type of person who feels this is the best, I cannot get anyone better than this, then what I suggest is you need to work on yourself. You need to work on your inner self. You need to work on your character. You need to work on your skills. You need to work on your personality. You need to work on so many other things. See, yes, having a relationship is great, but maybe, I'm telling you, maybe it is time you take a break from relationships. Maybe it is a time you just stay single for some time. Because remember, not everyone in this world has a married partner or has a partner. There are some who are single and who prefer to be single. I know that's a very horrible thing to say, but if you find yourself in a situation where you're single, it's maybe because your expectation and your standards and your demands for a partner are not realistic. And that is why the problem is with you. Sometimes if you want the sun, moon and stars and you're not getting that, and you got it once, and then you still expect the sun, moon and stars, maybe it's time you downgrade your expectations. Why do you think I married such a simple girl? I wanted low maintenance. So maybe instead of asking for a Rolls Royce, maybe you need to be happy with a Lexus. And maybe if you're asking for a Lexus, maybe you need to go for a Toyota. See, remember, everyone wants a Rolls Royce, everyone wants a Ferrari, everyone wants a Bugatti. But if you can't maintain it, if you can't afford it, and your budget and your capacity is that of a Toyota or a Honda, be happy with that. And maybe sometimes, maybe a car is not meant for you, maybe a cycle. See, you need to be realistic. You need to be very realistic, and you need to evaluate yourself critically. We all like to believe we are God's gift to mankind. We are the most special, most handsome, most beautiful, most this, most that. But then if no worthwhile person is getting attracted to you, means there's something wrong with you. That is why you'll see so many hot and beautiful women you look at them and wonder, wow, they're so amazing, they're so smart, they're so intelligent, they're so beautiful. Why are they fucking single? Because they have something wrong with them, which you'll find out only after being with them. And I've had females like this who looked and sounded too good to be true. But once I started to date them, I understood why the fuck they are single. Some of them have mental or emotional problems. And they are psychotic, that is why they are single. So, I hope you got a little bit of insight into if you break up, what is next. See, everything is trial and error. There's no one size fits all. Try all the pieces of advice I gave you and see what works out best. And remember that you're not the only one who's experiencing a breakup. You're not the only one. And maybe it'll not be the last time. Maybe there are still more to come. So just try to figure out what you need to do. But end of the day, remember, don't take any drastic decision that will harm you or harm the other person. Life is too short to do all this bullshit. Seek help. And end of the day, just remember, tomorrow is a new day. And you just do not know what is next. If a person like me went through so many, 300 whatever relationships or affairs or whatever, and is still doing okay, fine. And look at me. Look like Spider-Man and look like a fucking mutant. If a guy like me can still get a good family, there's hope for you. But remember, you have to take it logically and properly. Okay? So I hope this video helped you. Let me know your thoughts. Have any questions, comments, put them down below. He's signing off. Take care.